So turn down the lights, lock the door. It's time for DJs After Dark.
Hello, everybody. It's DJs After Dark. My name is Danny J, along with Rob Cannon.
Hey, hey.
And Dr. Rock Ray Thomas. We're
the
right
doctor
here
is in
the Cannon Entertainment Studios. You can check us out here every week as we put out DJs After Dark. Usually drops Sunday night into Monday, so you want to check that out right here. If you guys have been listening, last week we had a little snafu in the studio.
Yeah, a little trouble with the computer. I don't know.
How many DJs have a little snafu every weekend or so? Maybe, it's
So what we're going to do is we promised everybody a little bit of music and a little bit of song because we were doing karaoke last week.
Right.
And there was a little bit of karaoke that we wanted to do, so we're going to do it now if it works. If it doesn't work, then we're going to screw that thing
I did test it.
Did you test it?
Yeah.
Does it look good?
It looks marvelous.
Does it sound fantastic?
It does.
Let's see. Bring it up. We're going to sing songs.
All right. Let's
Everybody's
try
like, why the
this.
fuck am I listening?
God, the entertainment value that you people get.
Here we go. Nah.
See, I think it has something to do with... Let's see. I don't know, because we just tested it.
Don't move. Fuck.
Like, literally, we just tested it.
Stuck on you? No, see, done.
Yeah.
Done. It's done. The bit's over. The bit's over.
It's over.
Cancel the show.
I think it really does have something to do with the recording. There's some kind of...
It must.
I think I gotta go floss my teeth.
We just literally did it.
Yes.
I don't get it.
It was up and running. As soon as we stop recording, it's going to be like fucking loud as shit in here. But see, it keeps going back in now. Take it off. Take it off. It's reminding me of something. I'm getting angry.
We spare no expense for your entertainment.
I just don't get why it's not, everything else is working on it, but it doesn't.
So we were going to sing for you.
We were.
Maybe someone upstairs is saying, no.
Stop that shit. I don't like karaoke either, because that's another thing too, real quick.
Here's my story.
The funny thing about karaoke is the people that come to the bars and hate karaoke.
Yes.
And they're like, dude, I just want these people to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right? Can't you just play music?
But yet they go to a karaoke night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stay home.
Like, hello?
Drink at home that night.
That's like going to a nightclub, you're playing dance music, and someone goes, hey man, you got some rock?
But you know what the funny thing is? This comes into play as far as with other stuff, like in the scenario of requests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when people request songs, well, it's always something that, like, when they request it, people are not mindful what the night is. Like, if I'm playing club music, a lot of times, how about this? The theory behind DJing, when you're at a bar, there's a lot of young people, especially a lot of young women. Theory behind, I'm going to let you know a little back end here. The bars like when women are there for a couple reasons.
Absolutely do.
A couple reasons. Now, there's obvious reasons and there's not so obvious reasons.
Swing! Swing!
Those are the obvious reasons, right? Young women are going to bring in young men.
Yes, they are.
Okay. But here's the deal behind us. Here's the
And
not
older
so
men,
obvious-
too.
And older men, too. And Rob can.
Yeah.
So, but here's the deal, though. When you go into a bar and there's young women there, young women tend to buy expensive drinks.
That's exactly right.
They don't buy beers.
No, they
for
do
the most
not.
part. For the most part. Now there's going to be girls.
No,
that
the
are
guys
like,
buy
"I drink
them
beer."
the expensive drinks.
Yeah, that's what and they want the guys to buy them that drink. So
Exactly.
they make their money off of these women being in the place, right? So that's the big thing about that. So when you're doing, when you got girls in there and you got guys in there, and like say you're doing a night and it's a lot of girls are dancing, you always get that one guy or there's two guys that'll come up to you and say, dude, can you get rid of all this dance shit and just play some
Motley
rock?
Crue.
Yeah, play some
Motley.
Crue. Or they'll come out with something you never hear in a fucking bar like Pantera.
Slayer.
Yeah, can you play some Slayer? When have you ever fucking heard Slayer in a bar?
In a nightclub.
In a nightclub.
Yeah.
Correct.
When have you ever heard in a nightclub?
Or-
Barely hear it in a bar. It's not in a fucking jukebox.
You know what's the worst though? When you're DJing, you're playing like a set of whatever, and no matter what, you kind of said this a couple shows back, where you played a lot of oldies, and then you started playing newer music, and it wasn't even newer, but
yeah,
it was
newer than that.
Yeah,
right.
And some lady came in and said to you, "Yeah, play some oldies like you never did." I get that a lot too. Like, like you could be just getting out of oldies, and 5 minutes into your next song, someone goes, "Hey, are you going to play any oldies?"
Right.
It's like, what?
Yeah, because I just played an hour.
Because you know what? Here's the cool. Do you ever get those people that come up and like, listen, I know what you're doing. Could you slip in an oldie here and there. I'm using oldies as just like the example.
Yeah.
It's not always that, but like, can you slip in an oldie here and there? I see what you're doing, but can you, like that? At least they're paying attention
Right.
to what the fuck's happening.
Right.
When you get those people like, listen, do you see these people? Can't you play this? Can't you play that? Man, yeah, I am seeing these people. Are we seeing the same people?
Right.
Because I'm seeing people dancing to what I'm playing now.
That's exactly
I had
right.
a guy. I was at I forget what, I think it was a birthday I was doing. Like an older, person, like a 50th or something like that. And I was playing, anyway, I can't think of what the song was, but it was a dance song. It was like a 90s dance song, something like that. And the guy comes up to me and goes, hey, you been playing any dance music today? And he's not being like cocky. He's asking me this question.
He's asking you straight out, right?
As I'm playing a dance song, and have been for the last half hour, mind you. Yeah, your boards look sound a little crappy. There's something wrong with your
I don't know what's going on with
There's
that.
something wrong with your
Go
board.
ahead. So tell your story.
So I said, you mean like the song that's playing now?
Yeah.
Yes,
and then
which
you
is
see-
the dance song.
And the funny thing is, you see them. It's almost like you're talking to a robot, and you see their face switch, and they do this switch with their face. Where they're like, yeah, there you go, that's good. And I think he almost thought I did it then.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, I mean, like, this is some crazy shit. And I'm like, okay, very good.
Well, my favorite is when you got the whole dance floor filled. You have to understand, my friends, that's what the whole thing is about, having your dance floor filled with people dancing. And then I love it when you're dancing and everybody's dancing, and he's like, can you kind of like slide this song in there and everything? And as soon as you slide his song in, it is like you're getting a gate at the airport, because everybody's flying out the door, running out to the porch. And then what makes it worse is you're playing his song, you emptied your dance floor, and he's nowhere to be found.
That's right.
Yeah.
He never
Nowhere.
Whenever they do these requests, they never stay in the room.
That's a
True.
good point, what Ray just said.
Yeah.
But see, that's where, when people ask for requests,
Yeah.
I try not to put it on unless it's going to fit the
In the set.
occasion or in the set.
In the set.
So, like, for example, if you're playing a dance set and someone comes up and says, hey, can you play Sweet Caroline?
Right.
I mean, there is a mixed version now you can play, but it's upbeat.
You got one?
Yeah.
I didn't get it yet.
But the version is actually something that you could get away with mixing into, and people could still stay out on the dance floor. But when people change when a DJ changes the whole thing, it just makes no difference. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
But,
You don't know what the fuck happens in this fucking studio.
Yeah.
No,
No
it's
idea. That people get like all
Dan's
distracted.
grabbing my ass all day.
That's crazy.
All day long.
All night.
Get up now. Get up.
It turns
Get
out
up.
it's
I
his
gotta go.
hemorrhoids.
Get up,
I don't
get
know
up.
what's happening.
All right.
But anyway, so I think my ADD is kicking in.
It
there.
is.
Yeah. But anyway.
Kicking in. I thought it was here from the
Let me tell
beginning.
you something. You have somebody with ADD. It's so much fun to fuck with them.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god. I knew a girl that had ADD, and like when she would get off her meds for whatever reason. Like I think she got off her meds when she had her first child, because they don't want you drugged up, when you're
Exactly.
pregnant. So I would talk to her, and while I was talking to her dead in the face, I would be snapping my fingers like all around her head. It's so easy to fuck with her.
Do you hear the clicking?
Hey, concentrate on me, and I'd be snapping all over the place. Like,
Focus.
Stop it.
Focus up here.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But no, you got a good point there, because that's the best thing. Because
Just
they
gotta put
always
it in the right spot.
they always do that. And you know what the funny thing is, dude? It's not like they make a request and they're like, "Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it if you can do it. If you can do it, they're the nice ones. If you can do it, they don't expect it. That kind of thing. These people want you to do it, and then they leave the room.
Right.
Yeah.
To get their smoke or do whatever.
And then can you
And
do
you
it
play
again?
it. Oh, well, did you never? And then first of all, they come to you like you're indebted to them. Hey, you didn't play my song.
Correct. Or you've played it, they've missed it, and now my favorite one is, can you play it again?
Well, that's what they can do. Well, no, sir, I did play it. I played it, and you show them, and then sometimes you got to show them the list.
Yes.
They don't believe you.
And if you played again for them, everybody else starts coming up. Hey, since you played that song twice, can you play my song again?
And one
Yeah.
of the things I always do
That's
as a
what people don't
DJ,
get.
never believe in playing,
Yeah.
unless it's a party and you're doing it for a special event or a song.
Right.
I never play the same song again. I try
I try not
always-
to. No,
Right.
I really try.
Now,
not
like
to.
I said, if it's a
Desperately.
major deal and like 40 girls are waiting for this song because they're all going to sing on it or something, I'll do it.
A lot of times you get that with like songs like dance songs.
Correct.
You know, like Cupid Shuffles and stuff like that.
That's understandable.
Which almost you could put that in anywhere.
Right.
Like if
'Cause
they're
remember-
dancing,
'cause remember
unless they
too-
ask you during dinner.
No, yeah.
This
My
is
favorite
a test
now-
of the emergency broadcast system.
My favorite thing now is when you go into these clubs nowadays, and I seen it 2 weeks ago, and you're like sitting there with your wife, and it's great sometimes to be on the other side of the bar, sometimes, and you're watching a DJ sitting down in a chair. First of all, I never sit in a chair, right?
Right.
Eating food, playing songs through his iPod, not giving a shit of what he's playing. There is no continuity.
Wait, is this
of,
during dinner? Or
no, this is during we're at a
dancing?
bar or something like
Oh.
that, or we're at a venue. Now you know Danny and Rob and myself. We took pride in what we did. It was part of an entertainment thing. We're doing a show. I never wanted to sit down and eat and play my music and chomping down I just played this song 3 seconds ago, but guess what? Due to an error, I'm playing it again.
Well, there's
That
a rule of thumb, and
bothers
you
me.
say a good thing there, but there's a rule. There's a rule of thumb, but the rule of thumb, unfortunately, modifies itself all the time. When you're in a live place, like, and when I say live place, I mean like a bar, where it's not an official private party. The rule of thumb is if you're there for 4 hours, and about an hour and a half or so to 2 hours, you potentially have a change of people.
Absolutely,
Meaning
you do.
that a
Yes.
top, and usually you use this for all the top 40 songs or something like that, you could potentially play something again because the people have
Right.
changed out. Except for when that bar never fucking gets anybody else in there.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then it's like the same
Not
fucking...
at my venues.
Like, I'm not going to play a song. If I have 40 people, let's say, in a bar, and in that 2 hours, 6 people change out, I'm not repeating the song.
Yeah.
If half the people change out, that's a fucking weird place. 'Cause I've never seen a place that changes out that big. Because a lot of times when I go to a place, unless it's the happy hour period, or people that are leaving a half hour after my show starts,
Correct.
whoever's there is there.
Right.
And I'm just getting more people coming in as it is. But see, that's the thing too, is that if the people stay and you got more people coming in, that's why as a DJ, as a good DJ, you have to know when it's good to play certain songs.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, because it is a job.
Yeah, this is a dirty job.
Dirty
But
somebody's
somebody's got to do it.
That's true.
You know?
See, because
Well, whenever you're doing the sound effects, you should never talk over them.
Exactly.
I know.
I like what is called the 11 o'clock change out. In most venues or most bars or something, I do.
Yeah.
You see the crowd change about 11 o'clock because a lot of the people nowadays, the younger crowd, comes out like 11 o'clock. They're not out there at like 8 or 9.
That's because they're
You're old-
drinking somewhere else.
Correct,
at
right?
home.
Right.
Drinking,
So
getting
you have
drunk.
to know as a DJ or have a little bit of pride of yourself as a DJ, what to play it, when to have fun. And I also think one of the biggest things, and this was always myself or whatever, personality. I think you can play the same song again if you make the people that have just come in the door, make them feel almost like a Cheers atmosphere where you're
Right.
saying, hey, I'm glad you're here tonight. I know you from
I
last
know you
week.
did this. I used to do this a lot, and you probably did this. Whenever you have your regulars come in while you're talking on the mic, and like you say a shout out to them as they're walking in.
Correct.
I had a guy come up to me and he said, out of nowhere, and that's
I
a
used
guy
to do that to you when you came in to
He used to
KP.
do it all, yeah, he used to do it all the time.
There he is. I didn't call you Danny J.
No, because I didn't do the
Right.
the studio name.
Yeah.
I did the government name. But the funny thing was, it was a guy that came there all the time. He was a regular. Paul, if you remember Paul from that place that we're talking
Yes,
about. You
yes,
know
I
Paul,
do
you
know. A very
Likes
cool guy.
Lincoln Park.
Very cool
You know
guy.
what I'm
Yes, he
talking about?
does.
Yeah,
Yes, he does.
And Paul would come like, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Paul's in the house." You know, do something, just something like that. I used to do it all the time. Paul would be like, he'd wave his hand and stuff, and people used to laugh and stuff like that. And he came up to me one night. He goes, dude, I just gotta say, I love when you do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Because he gets.
I said,
chicks.
why? You know,
It makes him want to come in,
and he's like,
people
dude,
know,
it's
it's notoriety.
just so much fun. It's just so much fun. People say, hey, Paul's here, and it lets people know, blah, blah. And he goes, granted, if I'm owing people money, I don't want you to fucking do that. You know?
I used to a couple years back. She's not around anymore. I think they moved away. But I used to do the
Oh, he
Shania
killed
Twain song. the one about woman or something like that, whatever.
Man, I feel like a
Right.
Yeah, I feel like
And
a
I
woman.
used to walk down and just hand her my cordless microphone. She would open my show by singing at karaoke with me playing the music in the background. It got everybody off. She looked forward to
Off their
walking in.
stool, out the door.
Right. No, I'm telling you, if you could see this studio now, I'm just
ever
telling
the-
you.
the-
We should film this place.
See, a little precursor went right before that happened. They said, "Listen, Ray, we need you to empty this place out because we're going to demolish this
Exactly
building."
it.
And Ray's like, "All right, let's check this out. Girl, come over here and sing that fucking stupid song from shit."
And DJs, don't be afraid to talk to your
You know,
crowd, too.
Can
Talk
I just
to your
say
crowd.
something? Let me just say something.
Please do.
Ray, you, when was the last time you actually DJ'd?
For me, I did it because it was
No.
a health
When was
reason.
the last time?
2010, actually.
Okay.
So towards the end, and probably why you stopped DJing as much, is because
Things up in your mouth.
Things broke down and fell
No,
down
no.
on the boards.
Yeah.
No.
the
Health reasons.
I think, well, that too, but I think what's happening is the industry, and Dan will agree probably. He rarely does, but he will
Rarely
agree.
does.
But
I like to fight.
it's changed so much in the sense that today people, even at private parties, when you're making announcements on the microphone, people half the time aren't even listening. And like you could say
It's true.
whatever, like happy birthday, hey, put your hands together for
Fuck
Lisa, it's her birthday, and nobody claps. And you're doing it loud and
Lisa's
clear.
like,
My
I'm an
microphone was
asshole.
louder than my music by
but
at
I
least
know,
two
but
volume
it doesn't
levels.
matter how loud it was. People just didn't respond.
Right.
It's
Or
just, like,
now sit
people
there.
don't
You ever get
respond.
this? You ever get this? No one can understand you.
Yes.
And all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, it sounds pretty fucking clear to me, Jim.
Yeah, but how do you feel
I-
too? And Danny and Rob, how do you feel like when your music's playing? And this is nowadays, your music's playing, and like for an hour you don't hear nothing from the DJ, and I disagree with that. I do. Like, hi, welcome to whatever the
Yeah,
venue is
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out and seeing me tonight because I'm looking forward to hanging out with you.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like an hour into what these guys do nowadays,
Are you
hear
talking
this.
about a bar venue?
Yeah, or a
Okay.
venue, right? This is no, even like if they're doing a birthday party, I'm not lying to you. Or like, here's what you get. People
We know
can't
certain someone
understand
goes like,
you.
Hey, everybody, giggy.
Right. People can't understand you. And I think it's part of
Little inside joke there.
I think it's part of the culture that's out there today.
Yeah, it's-
People don't take pride
Yeah.
in what they do anymore.
Well, you know what they noticed
It's-
that
they
because
don't appreciate it,
you, myself, Rob, and other various DJs that we know, we're a dying breed because the people that are getting into it now, if you ever notice, we know multiple things in music. We can do
Yes.
any party.
Yes.
DJs nowadays, there's a lot of DJs that cannot do certain parties because they don't know the music. They don't know the crowd. They don't relate with anybody.
Right.
And
They
that's
don't
the
unless they
problem.
Google the
And
thing.
that's
They have no
the
idea
sad
where
thing.
it came from. They have no clue.
I will say it right now as a PSA. If you like hip hop and club music only and know nothing else, that does not qualify you to become a DJ.
Right.
I'm
You're
telling you
not
right
going
now.
to beat
I'm telling you
Shazam.
right now.
Well, unless
telling
you're
you.
playing in a bar that's that kind of music.
And where,
There
what
is
bar-
bars like that.
not a lot
No,
Not a
in
lot.
the city there are.
in the city.
You
And
know.
good luck getting those jobs. Anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to tell you, too, like you just pointed out, I think it's a really good point, Danny. In Delco and stuff like that, like you said, if you like hip-hop and stuff like that, Delco, that's great. But the people in Delco are not going to come out for, like, hip-hop and
No.
all night long and play. They want to sit down at a bar or a venue. They want to eat. They want to dance. They want to have
I've
a
been
good
to bars,
time.
and like I said, me and Ray played at the same bar a couple times, and you know the people are ranging from about barely 21
Correct?
to 60
Correct?
at that bar.
Correct?
And I'm not saying there's like one 60-year-old. I'm saying there's a number of them.
Yeah.
And there's a number of 20-somethings.
Correct?
And there's a number of 30-somethings. So when you're talking about a bar that has like 100 people in it,
And what are they doing? Every week, there's at least 40 of them that are set regulars that are in that bar when you set up.
Right.
One of the things that I used to do all the time was I used to set up my equipment. Rob used to laugh like this, like 4 hours early, 5 hours early.
Yeah.
And then go in, come back. So when I came back in that night, my equipment was ready. It was sound checked. Everything was done.
Right.
Because those people that come in, those 40 people that come in and see you every weekend, are your start of the night, all right?
Right.
And then what you do, what you're able to do is spin off of them. And then I used to get on my cell phone and tell you, call your friends, whatever. The doors would swing open and more people would come in. You want to create an avenue where people go, hey, Rob Cannon or Danny J or Dr. Rock is there tonight. I like what they do. We're coming out. We're coming out. Exactly.
I'll tell you though, it's when you say that though too, and understand too that just because there's someone that's in their 50s and 60s,
Correct.
that does not mean they don't like the music that you are playing someplace else. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think we found the problem in the board.
Really?
While I'm talking, yeah.
We got to get her off her knees because the
figuring out
problem
her-
is she's kind of leaning on that cord down there.
That's that
right?
girl that was in the ditch. Remember? She's
Oh
like,
my God! From that
right.
venue that will never be announced.
Dr. Rock, thank you for saving me. I knew you when you were Resident Rock.
Right. I was just a little pebble. No lie. This girl
No, but
fell
then-
down
but
this ravine one night, and I heard her.
We told the story.
I know, and
Shut up.
I know, and
We
I
don't
got
have to
an
talk about that
award
shit.
from the town
Stop.
and
But
poster and whole bit. Go ahead.
It's only a half-hour show.
It's only a half-hour show. No, but the scenario is being though.
Sure, you got no
back to what
sound
you're
effect
saying,
for that though, did
We
you? Go
have
ahead.
a lot of guys. Like we were just talking
turned
about
it
that guy. I
to
was just saying that I used to say his name and stuff like that. He liked Linkin Park.
Yes.
He liked Madonna.
Right.
Okay, and that's stuff that you're like, well, how the fuck does this 50-year-old dude like Linkin Park and then Madonna, but he don't like anything else.
Right.
But
Yeah,
there's
but
other.
as DJs, we like a lot of different music.
Correct.
too.
I do.
Like a lot of different music. So,
Like, I love
but
doo-wop
but
music,
I'm-
and you
would
the
never know.
point I'm
DJ.
making, the point I'm
Right.
making is that you can't judge a book by its cover.
You cannot.
Literally.
No.
Especially when it comes to being a DJ, which is why it goes back to once again, why do I hire a DJ? Because we're the ones that have to fucking read this.
Right.
We have to look at these people, get to know them, find out what they like. And then here you go, their request, which is what we're talking about right now, turns into a theme song, turns into something.
Right.
So that when I see him, it got to the point where when he used to come in, because he was there every single week, when he would come in, boom, I'd make sure I get a song on.
Right.
Right.
You know,
Usually right away when he comes.
And-
Find a
and
way.
Did he
not
buy
to
you
be-
drinks at least?
every once in a while. Every once in a while he did.
Did he have a van?
He had a van.
Go ahead.
With lollipops on it. You could dip the lollipops in the ether. It was fantastic.
Does it smell like?
I go
chloroform?
sleep now.
It does smell.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. But he would come in, like, I would make sure, I kind of, like, got to know when he would come in, because he would come in around the same time.
Correct.
And I would make sure in that time frame, I was playing music that would coincide with his request, because that brings us into something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
A request is just a request.
Right.
It's not a demand. It's not a guarantee. And when a request comes up, we have to make sure that we place it in there for you in the proper place.
And it might not even be playable.
It might not, and which we'll tell you up front.
Kind
But
of
if
like
we're-
our board right
but if we're
now.
but if I go to Ray and I say, Ray, play me that fucking you don't have to take your clothes off, but don't skip it. Okay.
Hey, I resent that because I like to skip it 5 times.
I did at the
What's
Ray.
with Dr. Rocco? He's just skipping tonight.
But Dr. Rock's sitting there playing, I don't know, maybe he's playing a little Robin S. for our buddy. And
Show me some love.
you know what I mean? And he's playing that. I know that my song does not go with that song.
Right.
So Ray needs to find out. He goes, all right, well, I'm going to have to feed in. There's bumpers. We call them bumpers. I need to be able to feed into a song and feed out to a song. I worked at a bar, and I spoke about this bar before, prominently a black bar. So I'm playing a lot of hip-hop.
Now that I understand.
Earlier in the night, I'm playing a lot of Motown.
Correct.
Because I have old heads and stuff like that there. And the one lady comes up to me, old head, black woman, and she says, "Hey, you got that Crazy Train song?"
Everybody come on, ride the train.
No,
No?
that's what I'm
Ozzy?
thinking, right?
Ozzy
Yes!
Osbourne?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh,
Because I'm not even thinking she's talking about that. I'm thinking like
The
you,
Ozman.
right? I'm thinking like you, and I'm like,
And I
what song are you talking about? She goes, you know that really heavy song? She goes, I got that, and she goes like this. But she makes, it's radio, but I'm
So
saying,
wait.
she's making like a head banging motion with her head, right?
Did you throw on a bumper that said?
I know when you're playing in a place like that, there are no bumpers. So what you do is you sit there and you jump on the mic.
Yeah.
You're always your best bumper.
Yes.
Your
Hey,
mic is, and
everybody,
you're
I
going
hope
to tell
everybody's having a
people
great
what
time.
you're doing.
Right, and then you're
Yeah,
making
when
that
you're
switch while you're
changing it,
talking.
yeah.
Right.
Because it's a drastic change from me fucking playing, whatever.
And you're
going to
say that this
like
very
Lil,
hot
Lil
young
Wayne to
would
to,
love to hear Ozzy
Osbourne.
Osbourne.
Right, and she wants to play it. I'm going to play it for her because she's an old head. She wants to hear it. Boom. So I play Ozzy Osbourne. Right. Now this is where a good DJ comes into play. Now I have now I have a scenario where I got Ozzy Osbourne. I got to get back into hip hop and rap. So luckily, there's a song called "Let's
Now
Go."
I got him.
You got him? You good, Ryan?
I'm good. Good. We're good again.
So we got this. I got this song called "Let's Go," which is from I forget Twisted or I forget the guy's name.
Is it a rock song?
Rapper.
Oh.
But he samples Crazy Train. So
Oh.
I talk by request. Blah blah blah. Here's Crazy Train. You get into the fucking song you're playing. Blah blah blah. And then from there to get back into the rap and hip hop, I play this "Let's Go," which is sampling Crazy Train, but he's rapping now.
That's good.
Okay.
Creativity.
That girl comes up and she goes, "You are the fucking DJ!" Like,
You're the man.
Just screams at my face. I get startled at first.
Did she flash you?
No, some old lady, dude. It's not.
Nice.
It's like you, but
Yeah.
black.
I flashed you.
It's like Rob, but black.
Now, see, I was gutsy because I would drop the whole thing, like in my
Funny
set,
story.
and I would go, "Hey, this girl wants to do a little Crazy Train. I need you guys to do a little Crazy
Funny
Train
story.
with me."
I saw this woman at the same eye doctor I go to because I go to a specialist.
Could you see eye to eye?
Couldn't
Cool.
see fucking shit.
Right.
That's why I was there. But that's a funny thing. But that's the kind of stuff you do, and it gets back to like I was saying before. If you are someone that doesn't know that type of scenario, how to deal with requests, because playing a request is not just playing a request. Playing a request means now you have to shift, in some cases, your scenario. And now you have to work. You're going to, not that you're not working before, but now you have to work because you have to sit there and say, all right, I'm playing this. This person wants that. Maybe that's the guest of honor or the family member of the guest of honor that's close. So I have to get those requests in. There's request priority list, that whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And you get into that, but this is like on the priority list. And it's not something you knew beforehand. So now you're like, oh, how am I going to do that? So in a case like that, knowing that there's a song out there that allows me to feed back into what I was doing helps me, makes me look better.
You did the research, you did the time. Nowadays we go into something.
And you wait. Like I waited forever.
Right.
For somebody to fucking request Crazy Train. Nobody ever requested.
Yeah, but see how you said you took the time to make sure you fit it in right? You go into some places nowadays and all of a sudden they'll be playing something and go, and stop it. And then boom, here comes their request song.
Yeah.
People are like, and he's going, there's no continuity anymore.
Well,
there's no continuity.
Because you know what? No
anymore.
one's held accountable. For what
Right.
they did.
That's it. You hit it right on the nail.
No one's held accountable.
I mean, we hated it when we did our job on the weekends sometimes because you gave it, especially if you were doing doubles and triples and stuff. You have to understand the first job that you did is the first one, the double and the triple. You have to be just as good as the first one as you are for the triple. And nowadays, nobody cares.
And that's why the pay is lower.
True.
That's why the pay is lower.
Yeah, and nobody cares about how much talking people do anymore.
Right.
No,
They really don't.
They really don't.
Which Rob loves because Dr. Rock
No.
made a career.
No, but you know the funny thing? I don't know if you guys knew me back years back when I first started DJing in the Stone Age.
Yeah.
But no, in the 70s, this is no lie. People used to clap after every song. They used to clap at the end of your show. Now, they don't. First of all, they don't even hardly clap for bands anymore. I've seen really good bands.
I've seen really good bands, and I'm not
Go
doing a
off
plug
and
this time.
Go ahead. Do your
People
plug.
walk off and they go to the bar. They don't even.
Yeah, they really don't.
That's the
They
truth.
don't care.
That's the
People
truth.
today just don't care. Technology has taken a lot away
It
from
has.
us all.
I think technology has taken a lot of emotion away.
But
if
understand,
you
but
understand
you
that.
understand what I'm saying. Though? I mean, I can't stress this enough that like when you're doing a request in a scenario where I have to kind of like change up everything I'm doing. This is very serious. It's understand. You need to. If I can pull it off, if you can pull it off, if you can pull it off, etc. Appreciate that because like
Correct.
Because like you go to a kid. I had people fill in for me at that bar that we're talking about. I don't want to say any
Yes,
names
we
of
were
bars
not
and stuff
mentioning
like that.
names.
We're not mentioning names. But I got calls from people. I was out. I took the night off, and Rob had a certain someone who loves to go giggity play at the place, and I say you play a little bit of oldies, a little bit of Motown, you play some rock.
I
a
already
lot of
know where
rock.
he's going.
It's not that hard. My cat could do it.
So
All
I
right.
take my kids to a wrestling show. Okay, and we're out in fucking near Lancaster at a show, right? So we're all the way out in Pennsylvania, out with Midwest, and I get a call Are you on tonight? No, I'm not on tonight. You're not coming in? No, I'm not coming in. My wife's getting pissed because now these girls are chatting me on my fucking phone, right? She goes, why do these fucking bar whores have your phone? I'm like, that's what my wife calls them. My wife loves to call them bar whores.
Tune in. Why the bar whores do
Why the
have
bar whores have
Dan's
my
number.
phone on their next show.
Yeah, why do they?
Why do they? So I say, well, what's going on? What's the matter? And they're like, this person, I don't want to say what gender, I don't want to say anything. This person is playing The Bird is the Word.
Bop, bop, or the bird is the word.
Ba, 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 but the bird is the word.
And I don't, yeah.
Oh my God.
Right? And for like a 60-year-old party, I probably wouldn't pay that, right? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't do it in my career.
Right.
All right,
right.
So.
Damn.
Right?
You heard that from
and
Dr.
I'm like
Rock.
thinking to myself, when I said oldies, I meant like the Spinners. You know?
Or maybe some Motown or
Maybe some
something.
Motown or something like that. But she goes in and she's playing Bird is a Word. They never wanted me to leave that bar ever again. And
Right,
if I
and
had to
never
take off
send her again.
They said never send
Because
her again.
Danny J is the word.
They said never said. Yeah, Danny J is the word.
Yeah, the
Danny
word.
J.
Bird.
Well, anyway, I'm getting tired. I got to get some sleep. I got up
Yeah,
early
it's
this
true.
morning,
Very true.
and
I got needs.
we'll
What's he
talk
got,
more
AIDS?
next week.
I got needs.
Oh, needs. I thought you said you had AIDS. I was
know,
like, God,
needs.
really?
Needs, baby. Needs.
Ray's coming out on this show. Thought we were getting like really good here. So Ray's got
Anyway.
needs.
Well-
So any plugs?
Not for me.
The fuck, Rob? This is their point to say something.
Yeah, let's see. What can I plug?
I don't know. Maybe your company.
Danny J has his wrestling show.
Cartoons. Cartoons.
I don't know.
I'll take care of it.
All right, go
There
ahead.
is some
Go
talk
to,
that Dr. Rock may be doing some future things, and I don't want to bring them up right now.
Well, then
But,
don't bring them up, right?
but you know what? Thanks. You know what?
He's doing porn.
Go diddle in your cartoons, all right?
Yeah,
Aren't you doing some porn soon?
Dr.
Huh?
Cock.
Yeah.
He'll change his name to Dr.
Dr.
Cock.
Cock.
But before I do the movie, I want to make sure that I give everybody a magnifying glass. But go ahead, all right?
bam.
He just busted on himself.
Oh, hey,
that's
look,
good.
if you can't have, and that's what we're doing right now. We're doing
Famous
a little
person once said, "If you can't make fun of yourself, make fun
It's
of other
exactly.
people."
We're
Yeah.
doing a little bit of stand-up comedy, and we're hoping to be doing a lot more of it. And the thing is true, and they just said it. If you can't make fun of yourself before you make fun of other people, man, then
Rodney
you know what it's all
Dangerfield.
about.
He used to
Exactly.
say it all the
You got to
time.
have fun with yourself. You know.
All right,
now-
Dan,
now-
go ahead. Give us your plugs and let's wrap this
Go
up.
ahead.
A lot. DJB Productions. Go to thatwaycoolwrestlingshow.com. Go to djbproductions.com. On Facebook, you can check out DJs After Dark, That Way Cool Wrestling Show, and then also I have my live show every Saturday with Noel Harlow Lagrasso with Lost in Saturday Mornings. That's a courtesy of the Big Vito brand, which is on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And that's pretty much it. I have a lot of stuff, and then we obviously do a lot of stuff. You can go to canonentertainment.com, since I'll do Rob's
Okay.
plug, since Rob doesn't know what plugs to plug.
Yeah.
You can go to canonentertainment.com. You can book your private and public event today. You can get either myself, you can get Rob Cannon. We have another host of DJs to take care of you in that sense as well.
Even if they ask for the doctor, we can send him. I have to beg him.
gotta
He
beg
might
him.
do it.
I'm telling you.
You might do it.
Yeah. I love being here.
if he's not filming this Dr. Cock.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
That porn. Don't worry.
We can talk about 50 Shades of Grey women, but you know what? I'm only going to give you
50
43
Shades of Grey women. Boom. That's
no, but
great.
I'm going to give you
We're
43
producing
shades,
that,
but I'm
brother.
going to be good at 43 shades.
Doc, I'm going to say this for Dan. You must be great in bed because your beautiful wife
Yeah.
still is with him, right?
Still with him.
Oh.
So you must be a pleaser.
Yes, she's beautiful.
You know?
She is my girl.
That's right.
And I'm going to send a shout out, JoJo.
Yes. Hi, Joanne. We all miss you.
Joanne, I'm going to send a shout out to you too. It's called my
All
phone
right.
number. So anyway,
Don't take Dan seriously. He does cartoons.
I do
all right?
cartoons.
So,
I do cartoons. I'm like Roger Rabbit. So for myself, Danny J, DJ Rob Cannon, and DJ Dr. Rock Ray Thomas.
see ya.
Hold on.
What?
Just a quick
Get the fuck
scenario.
outta here. What do you want?
All right, listen. Quick scenario. If it was between watching a cartoon
Yes.
or having sex with Ray's wife, what would it be?
Can I do both?
See, you don't have to worry, Ray. She
I
puts on a
mean,
cartoon.
this is after dark. I would
It's
have
called
her,
confidence, baby.
It's called a certain position in the TV with the remote.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Right.
called.
He'd probably be looking at her like, oh my God, let's watch cartoons.
He would take
And
the
let me tell you
cartoon
something.
over anything.
So, Joanne, this is what we need. We need a color TV. We need a lot of room for you to be very comfortable. And if you can, I need a bowl of wonton soup. That's what I need.
All right.
Anyway,
We love you guys.
for
We'll see you
Dr. Rock
next
right
For the
Thomas.
carnival mirror.
Rob, does she even listen to this show?
Huh?
Does Joanne even listen to this show?
Sometimes.
Okay, we'll make her listen to
Sometimes.
this one. She's gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Or she's gonna
So
fucking call
let's
the cops
talk
on air.
about Christy.
She's gonna let's talk about calling the cops on Dan. I don't know what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
Christine, this is Dr. Rock. All right.
Dr. Rock. And my wife would be like, "Who the fuck are you?" You know my wife. Anyway,
Bar whores at the
Bar whores,
bars
these
again. Oh
damn
my
bar
God,
whores.
no.
Until next time, we'll see you after dark.
Looks like the sun's coming up. Was that as good for you as it was for me? Join us next time for DJs After Dark.